Hey everybody, welcome to Chord Dave Live. It is Saturday night and we are, here doing our thing, all the like we do every week, which is great. This is a pint of Guinness, so thank you so much for joining me. As always, 10 p.m. Irish time. So congratulations for hitting that subscribe button. Sláinte and cheers to you, my friend. Yes, it has been a week and a half. I've been saying that every week because it's been a flipping year and a half. But anyway, that's a whole other story, which we'll be getting into soon, actually, on the channel. There's some stuff we need to talk about. I don't think we'll get into it tonight, but there's some stuff. But yeah, we got some guitars and things to talk about, I guess, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. This week, of course, in guitars, you had the Berserker Adam Jones guitar drop on the exact day I told you it would drop. That I started shipping last week because stores don't give a crap what Gibson want them to do. They started sending them out early, but yeah, pretty much they're out there now. So we're just waiting on word for what the next one's going to be. Heard some rumors. I think I might have the information next week. So you're still after an Adam Jones guitar, keep watching the channel. Get you that information as soon as I can. But I want to know a few things today. We'll get into it. I've got some guitar ideas, and I've been thinking a lot about Les Pauls, which you will find out more about later on. And Ryan knows my entire thoughts on Les Pauls after last night's video, so which is only on Patreon. So if you're wondering like what I mean by last night's video, don't worry about it. You couldn't see it. But let's get into the chat and see how it's going. Hopefully chat works better than it did last week, which it's already cutting off like an hour's chat, but or at least 10, 15 minutes of chat. So we'll see how we get on. Scott Bogfoot was the first here. He's always the first one here. Good to see you, Scott. And cheers. If you're not following Scott on YouTube, by the way, you're missing out. 1,000 cover songs he's doing on his YouTube channel. And he's on season 3, and he has some really good ones this week. So I encourage you to check it out. Just click on Scott's name there, and it'll go to his channel, I believe. And he's got some good stuff on there. I like it. Ryan's here. Good to see you, Ryan. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Grandpa Joe says, hi, Dave and Scott and Ryan and everyone joining in today. Wishing everyone an enjoyable weekend. Glad to have you here, Joe. Thanks for joining us. D-Mac is here, so signing in early to say hey, but can't stick around tonight. Out for dinner. All the best, everyone. Well, hey, D-Mac, thanks for letting us know. Hope you have a great meal. Let me see. Chris from Coburg says, hello, cooking some beef stroganoff with garlic bread. Cheers. Chris, you just always make me hungry, man. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. And I hope your beef stroganoff is tasty and delicious, as your garlic bread, I'm sure, will be. Marcia's here, says, happy Saturday. Good to see you, Marcia. Hope you're well. Yeah, and echoing, you make to Chris, you make us hungry every week. Indeed. You surely do. Marcia says, oh my God, that pic of Dave with the slash hat. Now we need to start a campaign to get Dave to start wearing a top hat or one of those cool Irish caps. A flat cap. I bought one for a vacation, a work trip, not a vacation, a work trip to Asia one time. And the consensus was that it didn't suit me. So yeah. That went, and baseball caps became the thing again. So yeah, the top hat, I just did a search for it, and I've discovered that one is available on Etsy for 135 euros. So yeah, no, it's not happening anytime soon. Anyways, Chris says he definitely looks more Irish with that hat. I believe that was the goal. And Ryan says, I sometimes wish I was bald. I just so I could wear a wig when hiding. It would make my life so much easier. Dude, that is one of the benefits. Also, it is, it's a look. People dig it. I don't know. It's scary going bald for the first time, but then you kind of don't want to go back. So anyway, it's fun. I love it. Ryan says, what sort of Irish hat? And that's something someone else will have to answer. This very, very attractive young gentleman called Chord Dave says, please pray that comments work tonight. Yeah, because if you remember last week, we had a nightmare with the comments. I think they seem to be behaving themselves a bit better now. And this is the point where I can switch back to the streaming platform. Again, oh, wait a minute. No, they're all over the place in the streaming platform. They told me they fixed this. they haven't fixed it. So all right. They said, give us one more chance. We're going to fix it. You didn't fix it. So I'm stuck with the live chat from YouTube. Hopefully that is correct. I'm sure it will be. And I'll just have to flick back and forth when I want to show you some pictures, which I'm going to do straight away, actually, because I want to get this out of the way. This is the Eastman T 486, and then on the other side is the 486B. This is the next guitar I'm going to buy, and it's the feature of the first episode of Guitar Wishlist, the revamped Guitar Wishlist over on Patreon. But I want to ask you a question. Which would you go for? Now, the one I want to go for, and the reason why I'll tell you, is the B with the Bigsby. Reason being, don't have a Bigsby guitar. Kind of scared of Bigsbys, so kind of should jump on that. Also has Fat Cat pickups, whereas the other one has Seymour Duncan humbuckers. Seymour Duncan Fat Cats, of course. But this very much looks like an ES345, and with the Bigsby, looks very much like the one used in Back to the Future, which, as you guys know, is one of my favorite movies. So this is a guitar that I really want to pick up. Now, the pricing is not very different between the two, so it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. In fact, I think I can show you. There's the pricing difference. So yeah, you're talking like what, £130 in sterling in the UK monies. So let me just get a poll set up. I can do that, right? Yes. Okay. So the answer, or the question I'm going to ask in the poll is Bigsby or no Bigsby? And that is the choice. I just want to get your opinion, see what you think. So I should have set this up earlier. Yes, I should, but I didn't. And I should also learn how to spell Bigsby. I'm just going to put it in this way. It's fine. Yeah. Bigsby. There we go. You'll understand it. It's all good. Asking you, it's in the chat there. It should be in the chat. So throughout the stream, if you want to check out those pictures there, let me know what you think. I'm going to take the picture off the screen for now, though, but think about it. Let me know what you think. And if you want to fill in that poll, that'd be super cool. Anyways, let's get back into the chat and see what we've got. If you want to learn more about those guitars, by the way, there is a whole episode of Guitar Wishlist on Patreon. And I'll just talk more about Patreon later and in future videos. And you can just click the link to find out more. Anyways, Marcia says, search online for Irish cap. My brother wears them. My grandpa also loved them. We aren't even remotely Irish. They're really cool. I think they're known as the Irish paddy caps. I'll probably not call that here. Flat caps and English cap. I think flat caps would be the term more used here for them. I think so. I think that's what you're talking about. But yeah, die hats in Wales and bonnets in Scotland. There you go. Interesting. Yeah, flat. I'm pretty sure it's just a flat cap that we would call it. I know my grandfather called them his kashket in Yiddish. No idea why. Well, there you go. Ryan says, oh, okay, I wear them as well. There's a few different types, though. Indeed. There's all kinds. Not all kinds. There's a few different kinds. But yeah, they're cool. A little different. I like them. Scott says, like the one in the biker in the village people wears. I don't think so. Says Scott. I mean, he's not my fashion icon that I follow religiously, at least. Michael Twesk is here. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you're well, my friend. Marcia says, yeah, there is. I think Dave could totally rock a cap to offset his beard. Interesting. Or he could just do the top hat. Imagine him walking around Ireland with a slash top hat. Glory holes patch. I don't know about the patch, but yeah, I'm not opposed to the top hat for certain events. Just walking around on a daily basis with a top hat might make me look a bit odd. I mean, I stand out with the beard anyway. People give me funny looks, so it's which is all good. I enjoy it. I like not looking like every other weirdo. Just look like my own completely unique weirdo. Mike is here. Good to see you, Micah. Good morning to you. Yeah, it's always great to have you here. Michael Tweska says Dave could start wearing 2 monocles, twice as classy. I mean, I could look that up for sure. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll see if I can get one monocle and then double it. Ryan says, that was my cap suggestion last week to Dave. A studded leather captain hat. I don't think he likes the idea though. I mean, it feels like it's not going to work for me, the leather cap. I like it as an idea for someone else. Scott says, do you hold a monocle by using your eyebrow strength? Good question. I'm not sure. And as Marcia says, that is a random question, Scott. There you go. Michael says, it would make Dave look angry all the time and maybe cause extra wrinkles. Hey, extra? You mean original wrinkles? I'm sure. I'm pretty sure I walk around in public looking angry all the time because I get looks from people like they've just shit their pants. And that's fine. I am quite happy with that because they tend to get out of my way. Yeah, I think I look a bit grumpy when I'm out in public at times. Usually because the general public are pissing me off by being in my way. But yeah, that's fine. Michael says, you're right, Scott. Maybe better to do the glasses like Morpheus from The Matrix. Those would be cool. Yeah, I wish it was still 1998 so I could carry those off. Maybe I could because that was set in the futuristic times. Interesting. Ryan says, yes, Scott, actually, it's supposed to be fitted by an optometrist, so it actually stays in place without effort. Wow. That is some specific monocle knowledge right there, Ryan, and I'm impressed for sure. Michael says, if he starts wearing a top hat, he should get some chaps. That would be his signature item. Sign up for 3 months on Patreon, and you too will get up some leather chaps. I mean, I don't know if Patreon will support that at the 19.99 level. I don't know how much chaps cost. I'm presuming more than that. So yeah, we can talk to them. If I can get a sponsor to provide pleather chaps, I will be down for that. So if there's any leather or pleather companies who want to support that kind of activity, let me know. I'm down for doing it. It'll be all good. Scott says, you never know. I've seen The Matrix. I've never seen The Matrix. At this point, I never want to see them. Scott, what are you doing, man? The first one is kick ass. The second one, third one, I mean, it's not going to ruin your life if you don't see those two, but the first one's really good. Yeah, it blew my mind when I saw it back in the day. I remember my cousin called me and being like, there's this cool little indie movie coming that came out. It's like a little tiny movie. You got to see it. And then I went to see it and I was like, whoa, we're living in the Matrix. Oh my God. And the Matrix made a movie about the Matrix to trick us all to think that it's not the Matrix. Anyway, that's what I wrote my PhD dissertation about, which is why I didn't get my PhD. Let me see what we got. Marcia says, I never thought about how monocles get held in place. And neither have I. It's a great question, but Scott and Ryan seem to have it figured out. Ben says, hello everybody, hope you're all happy and healthy. Hope you're well, Ben. Good to see you, my friend. Michael says, damn, Scott, what else are you missing out on? Have you seen Star Trek and Star Wars? Oh God, we could be opening a can of worms here. But yeah, hopefully you've seen other movies. In fact, we should probably do a movie quiz at some point. What movies have everyone seen? Figured out. Maybe I should start a new YouTube channel. Something again I'm going to talk about soon. And we need to like go through movies. So you could just watch Carl's movie film show. He'll tell you what movies to watch. He's got a good eye. Electric Workshop says, I liked that Epiphone TV yellow with the P90s. Great value for the money. Awesome. Thanks, Electric Workshop. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, it's a cool looking guitar for sure. And the P90s, the Epiphone P90s, the current ones are super cool. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Marcia says, are we like Urban Outfitters now? I think that's right. That's like a hipster store, right? That's what I was told Urban Outfitters was, because we don't have it here. Do we? We might have. I don't really pay attention. Glenn Bailey says, hello all. I guess hello, Glenn Bailey. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Ryan says, when I took my dad to get his glasses, I switched the form to say monocle. It nearly worked until the technician girl started measuring his eye socket. Nice one, Ryan. That would have been a fun mix-up, all right. What the heck is this? Ben Allmark says, this one's like a Matrix groove. I like it. The music, yeah, it was pretty nice. I realized one of the other ones that I had set up for this week was actually like nearly 4 minutes long. So I was like, I won't use that. And I'll have to see, can I edit it? I don't think I can edit it, so I'll have to find another one for next week, maybe. Glenn says it's Three Hat Dave. I mean, I think I currently have three hats, but they're not slash hats, unfortunately. James Severin says, hey, Three Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Hey, James, good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well. And Al's here as well, says, hey, gang. Hope all's well with you, Al. Ryan says, this is cool. Like Al Hendricks. Indeed, I like it. I like that music a lot. It's very cool. You'll hear it again at the end of the show. And just in case you guys didn't spot the banner or the what do you call it? The badge on the thumbnail. This will be just about an hour or so show tonight. It's been a week and I'm incredibly tired. So I'm giving you my best hour of the week. Believe it or not, this is my best hour of the week. And we'll cut out early because I got some stuff to do early tomorrow. So I gotta shoot off early, but we'll get our best hour in that we can. I promise you. Glenn says, if Slash was cool, this is what he might look like. Glenn, this is why you're my absolute favorite Glenn in the group. Yeah, you definitely, of all the Glens in the group, you are the number one. And I love you. I love you so much. Except for, hang on, wait. Oh, you're number two, Glenn. Sorry, I forgot. I'm just kidding. You're number one. Kristen Coburg says, I'm feeling supersonic, so it's time for gin and tonic. Cheers, y'all. I think that might be the first time an Oasis lyric has been quoted on the show. I don't know, though. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I do like that song, actually. Yeah. Sometimes I listen to that Oasis album, the first one, and it just takes me right back to my teenage years. And it was fun. Electric Workshop with the classic poo poo pee pee, which kind of takes away from your previous comment, but it's all good. It's all good. If that's what you want to bring to the show, then we're cool. I see the no Bigsby versus Bigsby poll is 52% no Bigsby right now, and 48% Bigsby, which is interesting. So no Bigsby is winning at the minute. I thought you guys would go the other way. Interesting. We'll see. I should also say the result of this poll will not guarantee a purchase of either. But I like to get your guys' opinions anyway. So feel free, if you haven't answered the poll, which should be on the chat there, to hit the button for whichever one you thought was nicer, or what you would go for. Indeed. Marcia says, somehow I feel like we had this same discussion about hats and monocles once before. No, Marcia, if you remember The Matrix, deja vu is not a good sign. It means that Agnesi has reset the Matrix. It's a glitch in the Matrix and Agnesi's coming for us all. I think that's how the Matrix works. Micah says, that blue Gibson reminds me, I found a 2011 Les Paul Jr. for sale in Pelham Blue. I could buy it just to show it off to Dave. Dude, I would love that. I would be giving you all the likes on Instagram for that one. So that one, let me go back in and show you this one, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Actually, let me get it up from the file that I got it from. It's in here somewhere, if I can find it. It took me ages to find this today, even though I was using it yesterday for yesterday's video. This is it. So, oh, that's way too big. No, that's not what she said. Anyway, so here we go. This is a 2016 Les Paul Studio HP, which stands for high performance, which is ironic because it's a studio. But the 2016 Studio HP came in that silver 2016 spaceshipy box of a case, which is very, very cool. This guitar, I'm going to ask you, can you spot what's wrong with it? Ryan knows because I said it in yesterday's video. But there's three things wrong with this guitar if you look at it. The pickup rings, the knobs, and the poker chip, which in yesterday's video I called the pickup ring. Because I know things about guitars. They should all be chrome. So some dude purchased this guitar and decided that to put cream stuff and these speed knobs, which are the wrong ones, They should have put black ones because black would have looked better. But this guitar is currently available on Reverb and it's €1,300, something like that. It does have the G-Force tuners and it is a 20. Actually, no, this one doesn't have the 2015 stupid logo on it on the headstock because it's the 2016, which is better. But it does have the G-Force tuners and comes in a cool case and everything. It's only €1,300. So the reason I was talking about this in the video yesterday is that a Les Paul, like a Gibson or Epiphone Les Paul, needs to be added to my collection at some point this year. And this is a contender. I don't know. I mean, this will probably sell very quickly. And it's the end of the year or so when I'm looking to add a Les Paul to my collection. So if you want to know my thoughts on Les Pauls, you can find out by joining Patreon and watching Guitar Wishlist, which is an exclusive show now on Patreon. That video was over 20 minutes long talking about Les Pauls. So if you want 20 minutes of Dave in your life, that's an option. But yeah, it's a very cool Les Paul, and it's made me think of, hey, I should just pick one of those up. I nearly bought a 2016 Studio High Performance I think it was early last year, might have been 2021. But the dude on Reverb tried to screw me for tax. He tried to charge me like double the tax because he was a sneaky fucker. And so anyway, I didn't end up buying the guitar. And it sold then about 6 months later. And I was kind of upset about it because it was a cool guitar and it comes in a cool case. And I am kind of obsessed with the weird cases that Gibson do from time to time. So, but yeah, listen, check it out on Reverb. If you're interested in a Les Paul, a cool one, that's a nice one. Just search Les Paul Studio High Performance 2016 and that'll come up. And you can steal it from me. I have no intention of buying it in the next like 9 months, so feel free. Glenn Bailey says, wait a minute, Dave is the Monopoly man. Oh, that's where you guys were going. All right. Glenn, you're a smarter man than I, because I would not have figured that out, so well done. Yes, all right. I do love a game of Monopoly. I haven't played it in a long time. I do love it. Marcia says, I'm almost positive that it was triggered. It was also triggered by a pic of Dave with a slash hat. There has been pics of Dave with a slash hat at times, multiple times on the channel. It is just for fun. Electric Workshop says, cheersies. Cheersies indeed. Cheersies to you. Hope you're having a good time. It's a weird show so far. All right. Scott says, ask Guinness for a sponsorship of the show. Yeah. Why not Guinness? Come on. Otherwise, I might have to go and get like Heineken to sponsor me or some shit. They should really sponsor me. They're always in the background of my live videos, of all my videos, pretty much. Yeah, good idea, Scott. 10,000. Once I hit 10,000 subs, that's the magic sponsorship number apparently. So we'll see that stuff then. Speaking of sponsorships, I have sponsorships that I can do. I can have a lot of affiliate sponsorships lined up. I have people like saying, "Hey, use this affiliate link," but I don't really want to do them after the fiasco of last year's Guitar Tricks thing, where they stole my money and then they only gave it back to me because you guys put pressure on them, which is great. But yeah, there's those whole affiliate ideas where I push people to their websites and then they might decide not to pay me. Just not super enthused. But let me tell you, some big companies have good things and I'll tell you about them if I feel like I'm confident that they won't screw me over. There's one of them's like, I don't know if I should tell you which company, but one of them was like, please push this new product we have. We won't pay you any money, but we would like you to do it. Why would I do that? Why would I tell people go buy your thing if there's no incentive for me to do it? It's weird. Anyway, YouTube's weird. We'll talk more about that at a later date. Ryan says, Scott, I've never seen any Star Wars, Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Avatar, or Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I've never seen any Star Wars, Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Avatar, or Pirates. Sorry, that sentence doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what you're saying. What? How? You've never seen Star Wars? Dude. Next week's live stream is just Star Wars. I'm just going to stream Star Wars so that you have to watch it for 2 hours. That's anyway. Sir, I don't know how I feel about that. We should something needs to be done about that, I think. Electric Workshop says, "Damn, I wish I had some dark beer right now in a nice cold glass." Well, that I encourage you to do that. It is a fine pastime. In moderation, of course. Scott says, "Yeah, I've not seen a lot of pop things." And Ryan says, "Bunch of freeloaders." You said it. You said it, not me. Dennis Ellis says, "Hello, Chord Dave. Hey, everybody. Hope you are well, warm and dry." Indeed, Dennis. Hope you're well. Good to see you, my friend. And Matt Von Bosch is here. Good to see you, Matt. Hope all's good with you. Richard Clark. Sorry, man. All of the comments jumped just as I was getting to your comment. Somebody tagged me in something. What's going on? Where was I? Oh no. So many comments. Yeah, we're back to that stuff happening again. Richard says, "The beef was doing what?" I don't know. I know what you're trying to get me to say. I ain't saying it. Dave said, "Dave, you tried the flat hat before, the beard and bald look." True. I did. I did. I remember my friend's now wife, she was his girlfriend at the time. When I came down the stairs, it was like a lot of us we were working on a project. So there was like 6 or 7 of us working and living in the same place, like staying in the same Airbnbs and stuff all over Asia. And I came downstairs with this hat on one day, and just the only time this lady ever gave me any advice, she was like, "You should not wear that hat." I was like, "Okay, I won't wear that." Always trust ladies to tell you not to wear certain items of clothing. That is my advice of the day. But yeah, true. The beard was not the beard it is now, and the bald look was definitely not the bald look that it is now. So good point, Marta. Maybe I shall try again at some point. I'll spend some time on Amazon tomorrow, see what they've got. Anyways. Richard says, "Hi Scott, and I guess Dave too." Well, thanks, Richard. I guess thanks and hi to you. Also, Matt Von Bosch says, "Go for the Bigsby P90 version. So cool." Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, Bigsby is winning by 56% to 44 at the minute. So yeah, I dig it. I dig the Bigsby version. Most likely that's the one I'm going to go with, but I am interested in how the poll finishes by the end of the stream. Chris from Coburg says, "Nice hollow body, Dave." It's the first time anyone said that to me, so thank you. Good choice. Get the Bigsby. Awesome. Let me see. Scott says, "Hey Dave, can you work together with your brother to do an awesome video about the This Is Spinal Tap movie, you covering the rock and guitars and he talking about it as a film?" That's an interesting idea. Maybe we could do that. Yeah, we could put it on the channel maybe. And so something I wasn't really going to talk about tonight, but I'm going to change up the channel a little bit. Yeah, there's some stuff I need to get off my chest and talk about with you guys, but I don't want to do it right now because I need to prepare myself for it. So I'll probably be putting out a video directly to YouTube in the next day or two. But yeah, I mean, that's a great idea, Scott. I do like it. Movies about music are a cool thing that are rarely done as well as Spinal Tap or the Blues Brothers and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth looking into. I have to work with my brother. He's not too bad. I could work with him. But yeah, thanks for that, Scott. I do appreciate it. Al says, "Beware of the Bigsby. With the limited times I've restrung my Tajima, that trem made it very difficult." Yeah, that's what scares me. But I know some people say that they're not so bad once you get used to it. I know Colin was on Guitaristas, was restringing a guitar recently with one, and he was like showing at some tips how to do it. So I'll just, every time I need to restring, I'll watch his video. I think if I go with that one. Ryan says, "Bigsby's aren't bad if it's a better quality one and you get it set up right. You can also block them. I do try to avoid them if I can, but some guitars you can't. They look cool." It's true, they do look cool. I'm sure if I buy the one with the Bigsby, I'll be like, I should not have bought the Bigsby. But the good thing about that one is it is removable as far as I can tell. And I could just get Marty to put on a stop tail. So I'm considering it. I'm very close to making a decision. I I spoke to Peach Guitars, who I think I'll be buying it from. So I've never purchased from them. So if you guys have any experience with Peach Guitars in the UK, let me know. My Knees Hurt says, no Bigsby, I have a guitar that looks just like that, and I have no need for Bigsby. My guitar has one, but I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, it's definitely something that I'd like to learn a little bit more about. So, and I'll be honest with you, the fact that it looks almost identical to the Marty McFly guitar from the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. And Scott, you better have seen Back to the Future, man. Yeah, if the fact that it looks like that guitar is a big appeal to me, and it doesn't look like that guitar without the Bigsby as much. Of course, it's missing the Veritone switch, but nobody wants one of those anyway. Right, so unless you're BB King. So, you know. Marcia says, I'd try in a shop before you buy and watch how they get restrung before deciding. The thing about this particular guitar is I can't find any anywhere outside the UK. Actually, that's not true. There's one guy selling one in Holland. So I could go to Holland, the Netherlands, or I could go to London, or just outside London, I think it is. And I don't really want to go to either of those places. So nothing against those places. It's just I have other travel plans, as you guys know, for this year. And I don't really envisage myself. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to come around the corner. But yeah, I mean, look, unless Gibson turn around and go, hey, we're opening a Gibson garage in London and it's next week it's opening, I don't see myself going to London, at least before I go to NAMM in April. So yeah, it's a buy online. And the thing is, you buy online, you do have a return, what do you call them? Time frame. So if I don't like it, I'll send it back. But I know it's something different for the collection. So anyway, we'll see. We'll find out. But I do appreciate your opinion on that, Marcia. Richard says, if you don't have a Bigsby guitar yet, go for it. And I have one on the Gretsch and I love it. Have no tuning problems. Just need to get it set right and don't do Van Halen with it. I think I'll be fine with the not doing Van Halen. I think so. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what I might pick up watching YouTube videos. But yeah, I definitely will get it set up. I know Peach Guitars have an option to get your guitar plecked, and I think they do a full Bigsby setup and stuff like that as well with that, because they charge, I think, £170. So I might go for that, because I never had a guitar plecked, just to see if that makes a difference. But there's a small chance I'll go with the non-Bigsby one as well. And you guys seem to favor it, just slightly, but still. So I'll take that on board when it comes time to push that purchase button. Al says the ball end consistently fell out while playing the string, putting the string through. Interesting, Al. Yeah, I would. That would suck. I will definitely have to have a look into it and see. Ryan says flat cap, Newsboy or snap cap. Yeah, Newsboy I think was one that I had. Maybe it was that. I don't know. Vincent Doyle says Bigsby Trem is great, so subtle. No 80s dive bombs, just straight vibrato. Go with the B. Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate your thoughts on that. Yeah, definitely. Even a player like me could learn how to use one, I'm pretty sure. So it'll be fun. It'll be something different. So why not? I haven't got a Bigsby on anything else. And I think that's the perfect guitar for a Bigsby. I don't really like them on other guitars. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Chris McCoberg says, Bigsby sounds great when set up properly with the right gauge strings. That's a good point. It's a good point. I'll look into that for sure. Dennis Ellis says, I like my Bigsby. I do a little pre-bend back at the ball and make it easier to string up. Good thinking, Dennis. Yeah, for sure. Al says he's tried to bend and still had issues. Interesting. Yeah, it's look, lads, guys, this is at least 3 months away. Yeah, it's 3 months away, so there's definitely lots of time for me to research it, but I appreciate all these opinions and thoughts. I'll definitely bear them in mind when it comes time. Scott says, top hat would make you look goth walking around. Yeah, I mean, also, there is the Slash element. There's also a kind of a Mick Mars element if you get the right jacket as well, sort of a coat or whatever it is. So yeah, I don't know if I want to look like Mick Mars walking around. Marsh says to Dennis, they're kind of like stringing an acoustic, then you bend the ends like that. When you bend the ends like that. Anyways, Good, yeah, maybe. Richard says they have a little piece of hardware that you can stick to the Bigsby to make restringing easy. It looks cool as well. Awesome. Awesome. I'd have to look into that for sure. SB is here, says, good evening. Good news. I restored the lefty Gibby and I'm offering to trade it locally for a righty guitar or a good amp head. Also, I did the wiring for my personal SG. All American, super stuff. Super happy. Awesome, SB. Thanks for joining us and keeping us up to date. That sounds super cool. A young gentleman called Muddy H2O has shared a super chat. Thank you, sir. Says, oh, my sweet Davy, neither that slash hat or Bigsby will make you cool. Just embrace what you are. Boo Bear. No Bigsby. And a red heart. Thanks, Muddy H2O. You make me feel so special. Thank you. I know you love me really, but listen, when we own that bar together in downtown your state, I'll be the cool one. Glenn says, I sold a pedal on Sweetwater's gear exchange for the first time. I opted for the 100% Sweetwater gift card payout instead of losing 7.5% fees. This could be a way to cure gas. There is no cure for gas, ever. I'm sorry. I don't care what happens. You will never lose your gas. You'll always be gassy. It's just how it is. There's no cure. But it might affect it. It might slow it down, perhaps. Manise Hurt says, I have not changed the strings on my Bigsby guitar. Well, that's interesting. You might need to. Michael says, from Chord Dave to Steampunk Dave. I mean, yeah. It could be an interesting pivot for the channel. Mars says, Dave could also consider getting a Bigsby branded pedal instead. I think those things are kind of gimmicky. I don't know. I've never really looked into them too much, but also aren't they like super expensive? Yeah, but I mean, look, hey, I just don't think they're for me. The Bigsby might not be for me. I don't know. I still have to do a lot more research, but despite what Muddy H2O thinks, I still think they're cool and they look cool, and I'll look semi cool with them. We'll see. Butterfly Effect says, hello all, good to see you, Butterfly. Hope you're doing well. Scott says, Darth Vader had a cape. I think he should have had a top hat and cane too. I mean, he did have a cape, but it was the 70s. Lots of people had capes, and red ones, black ones. It's all good. What else did I have there? Chris from Coburg says, Matrix rules. Trinity is amazing. Done. Yeah, Trinity's opening scene is pretty epic. I like it. It's good. Glenn says, I tried a Bigsby, but a string change might be challenging a little. I'm sure it would for me. And that's why I've steered clear of them. In like the 28 years since I first picked up a guitar, I've never played or owned or really challenged myself with anything other than the standard setup. I've played a couple of guitars that are not standard, but yeah, Bigsby's, I've shied away from them. So it's time to face your fears. 2023, it's the year for facing your fears. Is it? Maybe? Bigsby is one of my guitar fears. The other is like learning a fourth chord. So there you go. Just thought I'd say that before someone else said it this week. Richard says, it honestly kills me how scared people are of Bigsby and all the reasons they have not to get one. If you are coordinated enough to play guitar, you can handle a Bigsby. Am I coordinated enough to play guitar? Just kidding, Richard. No, I mean, listen, I think that's it. I think it's one of those, and again, I'm speaking from a place of complete ignorance. I do not know because I've never had one on my guitar. But I think it's like a lot of things. Once you get it under your belt and you play it, you spend enough time with it, you probably can figure it out. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know because I haven't done it yet. But if you're making a strong point for it, so I will take that on board, as I will everyone else's opinions. Chris from Goldberg says, agree, Glenn, it's a bit of a pain, but it's worth it. For sure. Sounds good. Sounds like good advice. Michael says, you got to get the extra piece for the Bigsby. Geek Lord is always talking about it. Makes the string changes easy. Yeah, that's That I do recall that now that you guys have said it. So yeah, if I pick up that one, which I probably will, at the moment, that's where I'm leaning. I will look for that for sure. I'll have to check out some Geek Lord videos. I actually watched 2 Geek Lord videos this week, would you believe? And I was not enamored or surprised. Just I know there's some new folks here. Just in case you don't know who Geek Lord is. There you go. Now you know. All right. So Scott says, I've never seen the Blade trilogy. Is this like Disappoint Dave week or something? What's going on with this? Like, I feel like there needs to be an educational, you should have seen these movies. Do I need to go through albums you should have listened to? Is this a thing now? Actually, I don't want to know what album. If somebody says they haven't listened to Led Zeppelin, you're getting banned off the channel. I'm sorry. Muddy, don't even joke about it because I know you have already. All right, so just don't go there, man. Don't be breaking my heart. Anyways, Al says you need 3 hands to change strings on a Bigsby. When Dave masters, we can call him 3 hands Dave. Interesting, Al. I like that. I've been called worse. Have I? Or maybe better. Interesting. Not going to go down that road. Marcia says, yes, Urban Outfitters is a hipster store. They're on every block in the Village in New York City. I like Starbucks. Yeah, I've been in them before. I just couldn't remember if they were the ones that had all the hipstery stuff. Anyway. Scott Bogford says, my dad had a glass eye, but he wore regular glasses for his good eye. I never thought he should even get a monocle. But there you go. Missed opportunity, as Marcia says. Al says, if only an hour, he probably won't get to this point. But if he does, congrats, Dave. Thanks, Al. I got there. Yeah, 15 minutes to go. Got to that point. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, just guys, it's just sometimes lately weeks have been tough. Things have been tough. I'm going to talk to you guys about that soon. We're definitely going to discuss changes to the channel and everything. But the live streams are important to me. They're not going to go anywhere. But we might be 1 week, an hour, next week, 2 hours, stuff like that. There might be a change up to how we do things. We might change the times. I don't know, because I know there are folks who watch the live streams who can't get to it live. And I see people saying that all the time. So yeah, I think we just need to look at other things to do on the channel. I need to look at other things to do on the channel. And I said, well, I'm going to talk about that in this video. I think I'm going to do tomorrow or the next day, which will go directly up on YouTube. And we'll talk about things that I need to talk about on the channel and see what you guys think. And just to keep you involved in what's going on the channel. Keep it let's see, keep it interesting for everybody, me included, and that's important. But I have thoughts, and I want to run ideas past you guys. Just tonight's not really the right time because I haven't got them written out, and I'd miss something. So I want to make sure I give you guys all the information. But just know, I'm aware of some challenges that are coming up. By the way, with the channel, it's been slow lately, and there's been hardly any news. So that's a big reason why. But anyway, I'll talk about it more in a video in the next couple of days, and we'll see in the next couple of weeks some changes that need to be made to the channel and see where we get to. I've got some ideas, I've got some things I'm looking into, and as I say, we'll have a good time. The channel's not going anywhere, don't worry about that, but just the things that are on it, and the live stream's not going anywhere, but we might just change things up a bit. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. That's why we're doing an hour tonight. I've got some things early tomorrow, and they'll play into changes on the channel as well. The Butterfly Effect says, I changed my vote to Bigsby. Awesome. Good stuff. Scott says, Dave, you got a dog. No, I do not have a dog. I had 3 dogs in my life, and it's just too difficult when they go away, when they go to that farm in the country. I just can't do it anymore. So yeah, no dog at the minute. Scott says no special HP knobs. Yeah, some dude took them off and changed them. I don't actually remember if they're included. I don't think they are in that sale and reverb, but it's disappointing they're not there because I do like those ones. Al says Peter Falk, actor who when in school played baseball, when running into third, umpire called him out. He felt safe, took his glass eye out, gave it to the umpire, saying the ump needed it more than he did. Interesting. That's one way of getting the message across. T says, good evening, Chord Dave. Hello, all in the chat. Top hat. When you get a cane to go with it or a staff, think the staff would suit you, buddy. Thanks, T. I do appreciate it. I'm looking into it. I don't know. You guys seem to like the top hat idea. Maybe I should pay that 130 euros to get it for some shows. Maybe I should just walk around NAMM with a top hat on. If you want me to go to NAMM with a top hat, you might get the opportunity to vote for that soon. Who knows? Scott says, with a case. Wow, sounds like a deal. For the Les Paul Studio, yeah, HP. Yeah, it is a deal. Those ones for some reason are just not valuable. They're overlooked. I think it's because they're studio, and they they go for about 15, I think, normally. This one has a couple of dings, has finished checking in it already, despite only being 7 years old. But they're nice guitars, man. They're really good. As I said, I played one, and it's a really nice guitar. Then I tried to buy one, and the dude was a dick. Anyway, yeah, they're a good deal. Check it out if you're interested in it. Absolutely go for it. I'm looking at all kinds of Les Pauls this year, and we'll see what comes of it at the end of the year. But yeah, it is a good deal. Al says that's a killer LP. Indeed, I like it. Michael Tresca says those HPs have those silly dip switch thing in the control cavity. Yeah, I think they do actually. Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot all about that. There you go. T says, I bought a Gibson LOO, a lovely guitar, and a few pedals off Peach guitars. They are sound. Awesome. Yeah, I reached out to them this week, and they are willing, or they have it set up so that they don't charge tax, which is great, because I didn't think they were going to do it. But I know Anderson's do the same thing. Don't charge tax to sending it to the UK, or sorry, outside the UK. So yeah, they seem pretty cool to me, and now they're just waiting for me to tell them, yes, I'm going to buy the guitar. And I told myself I wouldn't buy it till after NAMM, just in case something super cool comes out, or I find something cool at NAMM. So anyway, we'll see how strong my willpower is. Probably not very strong, let's just admit it. Anyways, where are we now? There we go. Glenn says, I've seen Peach Guitars channel. I've never bought anything. Yeah, their channel's pretty cool. I like them. I like a lot of their videos. They do a good job. Muddy says, good choice. TLOO are some of my favorites. And you know, if Muddy H2O likes it, then it's a thing. Ryan says, just don't jump to shark, Dave. We definitely don't need a Yoko. Oh, Ryan. Yeah, ouch, Ryan, says Muddy. And that's, you know. It is funny. Don't worry. It's all good. I get you. Glenn says, maybe we can toss Yoko to the Sharks live. I mean, you know, everyone loves Yoko, right? I mean, I just move on. Muddy H2O says, Dave calls me his Yoko. You are definitely my Yoko, sir. You have fulfilled the Yoko absence. The Yoko hole in my life is filled by you. Whatever way, whether you want to take that from the viewpoint of John or Paul, that's up to you. Marcia says, well, if Dave is willing to wear a top hat, I'll make him memorable. It'll make him memorable to whoever he speaks with. I mean, the beard does that. People are like, hey, it's the beard guy. Yeah, I know, I've seen them, I've heard them. But yeah, top hat would make it doubly special. Maybe I just get one for special occasions. Ryan says, oh, then I'm very sorry. Does he sing to you? I do not sing to Muddy H2O, not regularly. And when I do, it's, he doesn't know I'm in the bushes outside his house, so he's often surprised. Chris McCoberg says, I have a 5-year-old Australian Shepherd who is amazing and a real soulmate. I fear today we have to say goodbye to this world. It is not the scariest, it's one of the saddest things I've ever gone through is my pets wandering off on the magical highway to that farm on the other side. Yeah, it sucks, man. Honestly, it's one of the worst. Like, I've lost people and not cared as much as I did for those pups. So here's to the pups. Charming little bastards. I love Guinness, by the way. So Guinness, if you're out there, sponsor me, please. Muddy H. Rose says, only if I tickle him in the right spot. You promised me you'd never tell anybody about that. That's our secret, sir. People are going to start wondering what the hell's going on. Benny Larson is here. Good to see you, Benny. Hope you're well, man. He says, yeah, Dave, people remember a guy wearing a top hat. They do, right? Wayne McConnell says, hello, fellow gearheads. What's up? Good to see you, Wayne. Hope all's well with you, man. And Marcia says, yeah, Chris, I never experienced the loss of a dog since Huey is my first. Well, may Huey live forever. And that's a genuine request from the gods, because I love it. When pets are around forever. Let's just, I mean, they should live forever. Anyways, my best to Huey. Glenn says, if you walk around Nam with a top hat and a TDC, hang on, TCD, 3 Chord Dave, t-shirt, you'll get some attention. I'm not wearing any clothes to Nam. I'm going to make sure everyone sees me and they remember me. I'm going birthday suit, my friend. I'm not, but that would be a way to get attention, right? Glenn Bailey says, Muddy Yoko. So yes, we all love Yoko. Dude, I can't not think about the Chuck Berry clip with Yoko singing in the background. You know the one. I've mentioned it a few times. It is for sure one of my all-time favorite YouTube clips. Just watching Chuck Berry react to hearing Yoko in the background. Oh. And then halfway through, her microphone is cut, but he can still hear her on stage. It's so funny. Anyway. Poor Chuck Berry and he wasn't the nicest of dudes in the world, I hear, but yeah. I feel sorry for John in that moment. He's meeting his biggest ever heroes. Like if I was on stage playing with Slash and I'm like, dude, Slash is letting me play guitar with him. This is fucking cool. And then Yoko starts singing. I'm like, Yoko, shut the fuck up. Anyway. Yoko. Who doesn't love Yoko? Chris says, that's a great name, Huey. Mine is Charlie, named after his dad. There you go. Interesting. Al says, Yoko ho and a bottle of rum. There we go. That's one way of making it better. Al says, my dog's name was Dexter. That's a cool name for a dog. I like that. Tickle Me Dave dolls would be a big merch seller. Oh, geez, Marcia. I would fear what would be done to a 3 Chord Dave doll, even if it was a Tickle Me doll. I don't think it would. I mean, I fear a lot of what would be done to that doll. I don't fear a lot of things in life. I'm not a fearful person. But yeah, that would be. I would have sleepless nights. Speaking of sleepless nights, Muddy H2O says, Glenn, apparently I'm just a hole filler to him. Dude, you cannot say that. That is not appropriate for children's TV. Al says, people suck. Dogs rule. Agreed, my friend. Yeah. Glenn says, Boo Bear and the Glory. That's a t-shirt. Loss of pet hurts worse. It does. That is for sure. Marcia says that there's that dog that's 30 years old gives me hope. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You spend the good years with the dogs. That's the thing. They're awesome. Al says, give me a cabin in the mountains, my guitars and a dog, and I'd be a happy man. Honestly, dude, I have that conversation with a friend of mine at least once a week. We send each other pictures of cabins. Like, this one would do. Do you want it or will I take it? Yeah, it is a dream to live far away from people in a nice log cabin somewhere. Mar says he just broke the world record for longest living dog ever. Yes, I saw that the other day. Quite obsessed with dog stories this week. Rich C says Eyes of Rage. Yeah, I haven't got them right now, but sure. Grandpa Joe says, gotta run, folks. To all, have a great and safe week. Good to see you, Grandpa Joe. Thanks for dropping in to see us. Really loved seeing you. Glenn says, the look on Chuck's face was priceless. Indeed, it was. That was her, yeah, just that video. I'm going to watch it soon. I'm going to watch it like tomorrow for fun. Scott says, could get a Galapagos tortoise. Those boogers live for like 300 years. I mean, yeah, but they can't play fetch. So, I mean, they could, but you'd give up hope by the time they returns. So for sure. Muddy says, Yoko's singing sounds like a squirrel who got its nuts caught in a car door. That's a quite specific reference, sir. Have you been, I mean, are there squirrels near where you live? I think there is. So I'm quite worried about the squirrels in your area. Anyway, Marcia says, I didn't name Huey because I got him at 2.5 years old. A donor to the service dog school named him after her dad who passed and was a volunteer there. There you go. That's a cool story. They let people donate money to name the dogs when they're puppies. We aren't allowed to change their names, but I would never do that knowing a person or company donated for the privilege. Hey, Huey's a great name for a dog. I love it. I think it sounds, and you know, he's in his own right. He's a character on this show. So yeah, we love Huey. I love hearing the updates on him. So we're glad. I like him. It's a good name. Oh, Rich sees Chuck's for his eyes of rage. Yeah, that's for sure. You're 100% right there, Rich. He he definitely had eyes of rage. But good stuff. Yeah, it's funny seeing it though. It's like he's trying to be professional, but he just doesn't really want to be. Muddy says, cabin, dog, and guitar. Huh? Email opened, dear Mrs. Chord. And listen, you don't know her email address. Also, you're on a timeout, sir. So just remember that. T says, did you see the Gretsch 140th anniversary guitars? I did. I saw them on Anderson's, I believe. Did a video. Was it yesterday? Ooh, yeah, this was one day this week. They're kind of cool. I like them. I like the blueness. Interesting design with the white on one side or the front or the back or the sides and the blue. Yeah, nice little guitars. I like them. Something different. What do I want one? I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll have to look at them and see. I am doing a little bit of not looking too heavily on guitar sites because, as I mentioned, I don't really want to buy a guitar until after NAMM. But if I do, it'll be the one that I've already shared with you. I'll just pop it up back here just in case you want to join the poll late in the show. We'll close up after this pretty soon, but yeah, these two, it's between these two to be the next one that I want. The Seymour Duncan Fat Cats in the one with the Bigsby make it pretty much a P90 guitar, and then the humbuckers in the other one. So they're not quite the same. They're slightly different in more than just having the Bigsby, but very cool guitars. And they're Eastman. It's the Eastman T486 if you guys want to look them up and check out more details. They have some good videos on them, but on what do you call them? The Peach Guitars YouTube channel. You can check them out. They're very cool guitars, and I do have to give credit. Because the person probably the most responsible for me wanting to get an Eastman guitar is Mr. Muddy H2O. Who was like, dude, you should buy an Eastman. And I was like, no, I shouldn't. And then he was like, yes, you should. And it went back and forth like that for 6 months. And he eventually just grinded me down. And I was like, okay, I need one. Actually, when I saw this one, I was like, ooh, I like that. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, it's Muddy H2O's fault that I'm going to be buying another guitar. Thanks, Muddy. Actually, genuinely, thanks. You know, it's my obsession, whatever. Anyway, Chris from Coburg says, later, y'all, till next week. Thanks for joining us for tonight's show, Chris. Do appreciate it. I hope your beef stroganoff was delicious. And you make us hungry all the time. Do come back and make us hungry again next week. Glenn says, after this NAMM, a sign will be posted. No shoes, no shirt, no cross, no clothes. No clothes, no Gibsons. Wait a minute, that could backfire. Yeah, you know, we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. Scott says, squirrels are much more likely to get caught on the top of fences, bent, half-driven nails, and such. Again, sounds like you have personal experience of this. Benny says, cheers to Huey. And Marge says, I love his name too. We should do episodes of dogs and guitars. A good bad furry. Ask myself when I vacuum it during string changes. I'm just going to leave that right there. Rich C says, anyone else pick up the FSB 2627 Gretsch that have been around since 2023 pickup? I haven't, Rich, but the Gretches are something I want to look into a little bit more. So I might, I don't know if I'll get to them this year, but maybe in the next year or so. But yeah, there's definitely, if I see a really good deal on a Gretsch this year, I'll pick one up. Muddy H Show says, ooh, Eastman, eh? Yes, sir, indeed. Marcia says, I'd love to hear why Dave is looking at Eastman versus a Gibson or Epiphone, like specifics. Basically, Muddy H Show is bullying me. Yeah, it's what happens. Apparently, he says it's a sign of love. I don't know if that's true, but no. So honestly, when it comes to these guitars, the one that I wanted for a long time is the ES345. Those tend to be really expensive. This guitar is like less than half the price, and it's, in my opinion, a slightly better guitar. They don't make an Epiphone version of the 345, not currently. And if they did, I would maybe challenge buying this Eastman. But this is a really nice guitar and it sounds great. It appears to play great. And my good friend Muddy H2O says the Eastmans are great. So I trust him a lot. And that's why, pretty much. So yeah, all joking and everything aside, Muddy H2O has some good knowledge, and I do respect his opinion. And he was telling me to check out Eastman, and I refused to for a long time. And then I did, and I was like, oh, actually, this one looks cool. And you know what? You can only have so many Gibsons and Epiphones, right? Yeah. So that's why. And as if you watch Guitar Wishlist, you'll find out that there's at least one more Gibson stroke Epiphone coming to my collection at some point this year, and maybe another one or two as well, if things go well. So that's why. So anyway, that's all. That's the reason. But yeah, I'll be checking it out. I'm excited to check it out. Plus, it's a guitar brand I've never played, so it's nice to get away from Gibson, Epiphone, Fender sometimes as well. Dennis says, Dave, ever listened to any Herman Brood and his Wild Romance going back in time a little, 78, 79-ish? Doesn't ring a bell, Dennis, but I'll look it up for sure. Yeah, what I'm going to actually be doing, something I'm planning on doing, is putting together a Chord Dave playlist on Spotify, and everyone can be able to pop some tunes and stuff like that in there. So yeah, I'll look into doing that, and we can update it with stuff like that. So that's a good one. Herman Brood and his Wild Romance. I will try and remember that. Maybe I'll put that together this week. Glenn says, I love the split block inlays. That's what makes them more 345-ish, and why I don't know, I just like it a lot that it has those. So anyways, we'll be seeing what they end up looking like. I'm a big fan of them. I think they make any guitar look cool and classier. So yeah. Glenn says, friends don't let friends buy shit. For a reason why not to Why does Dave get his guitars based on Muddy bullying him? He's not really bullying me. It's just how he shows his love. Uh, no, he's a good dude. He's a good personal friend of mine. Good, really good. This is not a cry for help. Uh, it might be. Friends don't let friends buy shit, says Glenn, and I agree with that for sure. But I have told a few friends to buy Gibsons. So anyway, 449 US. For your Gretsch, that is a cool deal for sure. And yeah, that's really good. Muddy says, of course, Marsh, I eventually get a little help from Colin. He couldn't resist it. Once Colin said it, I actually believed it. That's true. Once Colin was like, hey, Eastmans are cool. Like, all right, then I'll buy one. Eventually, when I find the right one, and I think I have. Glenn says, Muddy is not a bully. He's an influencer. Yeah, he is. That's his actual genuine. Actually, you guys don't know this, but I'm about to reveal Muddy H2O's true identity. You guys don't know that he's actually Mr. Beast. That's why he does all the super chats and everything. He's Mr. Beast, and that's his secondary YouTube personality. So there you go. You were now outed, sir. So you can let everyone else know. Marshall says Gretsch just dropped the 140th anniversary model. True, which gives me hope that, by the way, Epiphone are going to do their 150th anniversary run. I'm really hoping to do something, because Gibson, of course, didn't mark the 50th anniversary of the Les Paul last year, because they're stupid. Not 50th, 70th. Of course, they didn't mark the 50th anniversary last year, because it would have been 20 years too late. See, it's one of those weeks where Dave says things that is stupid. Anyway, and I know Muddy's going to say that's every week, but whatever. Let me see, where have we got? He's not an influencer. He's not an influencer. He's not a bully. He's an influencer. Okay, yeah, we were there. Rich says the Warren Casinos P90 are inexpensive. Got one in an olive drab. Those are cool, Rich. Yeah, absolutely. Would look at one of those for sure. I actually really like that olive drab one as well. T says buying from the UK, you have delivery charge £35, change of currency minus or 3.75 import duties, handling charge, and 23% VAT in total. Yeah, I figure about 1,1700 in total by the time it actually comes in here. But that's kind of the price you'd pay if you were buying it from Europe anyway. There's only a secondhand one available that I can find in Europe with the Bigsby and I think it's 1650. Think so, or maybe it's 17. So it's 16, 17 is what you're going to pay anyway, and I think that's kind of what you'd be looking at buying from Peach. So anyway, the only place to buy one new, so we'll see. Ryan says Eastmans are excellent, pretty much the same quality as Gibson or Heritage, which is good news. Al says to Marcia, when Gretsch dropped, did the headstock break? Good one, Al. I like that. Mar says, are all ES models really that different, minus semi-hollow versus hollow? It's not giant differences, right? Well, let me tell you. So there are some differences, and depends on levels of quality and stuff like that as well. So there are, obviously some of the difference are minor, like, things like split parallelogram inlays and block inlays and dot inlays and just overall slight tiny little cosmetic differences. But then you get things like baritones and things like that, different inlays, different levels of binding and so forth. So yeah, there are differences in terms of the playability of the guitar. Not really any differences, but in terms of sound there can be a difference, yeah, for sure. Anyway, I swear we're going to wrap up very soon. And of course Muddy H Show says they can be, Marcia, indeed, and that's all he needs to say. Al says, I think the semi-hollow are not as prone to feedback as the hollow body. Yeah, that's right. And Manizer says, I'm back, had to get some drum practice. Could you teach the guy down the street for me to play the drums? Because he's terrible. He's still terrible. Mar says, they can be, but are they? Yeah, sometimes. Manizer says, my Bigsby guitar is a Guild. It's red. It's a lot of guitar. It mostly lives in the case. There you go. Yeah, it's case guitars still, you know, when they do come out, it makes it special. Rich says, I admit I buy cheap guitars. No guilt here. Nothing wrong with cheap guitars. Not these days. And they're quite cool, in fact. Some of them, like those Epiphone Casinos you're talking about, the worn olive drab one, those are great. Muddy says, well, thanks for sharing our safe words to everyone, David. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem, Mr. Beast. Glenn says, Boo Bear and the Beast. That's the name of our band. We're coming out with an album very soon. Mar says, didn't Dave say an hour tonight? Yep, he can't resist us. I'm trying to get away from you. Just kidding. Robert is here. Good to see you, Robert. Hope you're having a good morning. He says, I'm seriously considering an Eastman myself. Was all set to buy my dream guitar Gibson LP Standard, which has just gone up $600 to over $5,000. That's BS. I'm out. I can't pay 2 mortgages. That is a lot, man. Yeah, and you know, it doesn't help with the old Australian dollar making it feel like a lot more money than you're paying for them, and they're already kind of pricey. But yeah, for sure, that's a lot for a Standard. In my Les Paul video that went out on Patreon last night, I talk about the Les Paul Standard, and I say honestly, right now, it's kind of boring, and there are probably more exciting Les Paul choices within the Gibson range. And that's why I've kind of ruled out getting a Les Paul Standard. But yeah, Eastmans are, I like the Eastman Les Paul. Let's just call it Les Paul as well. So I might look at that at another point down the road. But yeah, listen, I think for the quality of what I see from Eastmans and from what Mr. Muddy H2O and Colin on Guitaristas say, they're just as good. So yeah, check them out for sure. Dennis says, yeah, when the shipping costs more than the guitar, I'm on the right track. That's true. That's true. Marcia says, Robert, have a look at Gretsch too. I mean, Gretsch have some good stuff as well, for sure. Robert, I doubt you to be disappointed with an Eastman, says Muddy H2O. And of course, he knows what he's talking about sometimes. My knees hurt says, I'm not a musician despite owning many instruments. I had to get drums, bass, keyboard because no one will play with me. Yeah, I know how you feel. I'm the same. But I know the reason why they won't play with me. But there you go. Scott says, thanks chat, you guys rock. Indeed, and check out Scott's channel. He's doing some fun stuff over there. I always enjoy checking in on his videos, and they're nice short videos, and you can enjoy yourself for a couple of minutes at a time. Scott says, thanks Dave, we all appreciate everything you do here. Thanks Scott, I appreciate everything you guys do here. Al says, thanks Dave. Glenn says they need to add more colors for the Les Pauls. I agree with you there. I think they need to add a lot to the Les Pauls Gibson. But that's, I mean, also, they have a lot of choices. But as I said, I went to do a video. It took me 20 minutes just to discuss the options. Probably revisit it actually at some point. Glenn says, thanks Dave. Thanks Glenn, appreciate it. Al says, love my LP in Bourbon Burst. Bourbon Burst is a nice finish, that's for sure. And the modern models are more exciting than the studio. It just drives me crazy there's no model name on the truss rod cover. Yeah, you can buy that. You can buy that separate as an add-on. Or not as an add-on, but like as an aftermarket purchase. But yeah, I get you. That is kind of annoying. Mar says, I mean, the Standard. Instead of more exciting than the studio. I agree with you. And yeah, Dave appreciates us all beating him up and calling him names every week. Oh. You know, that's what I'm here for. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It is now 11:15, so we've gone over 15 minutes. It's been fun. I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's been super cool. As I said, we've got we're going to end up right now because we were just in an hour tonight, but we are going to be back next week for a proper 2-hour 3-chord Dave live. So get yourselves ready, wear your top hats and your other items of clothing. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, and look out for a video. I'll be doing a video talking about the channel and what's coming and what's not coming on the channel and what might change on the channel in the next few days. I'll be on the channel maybe tomorrow. So keep an eye out for it. It'll just go straight to YouTube because it's just talking. It's not a guitar. Not going to be a guitar related video, just a channel related video. But anyway, I'll be back with other guitar stuff and things in the near future. And Oh yeah, sorry, before I go, when I do put out that video, I'm going to be in the comments there. So give me your thoughts when I do put out that video. I'm not going to do too much now. Don't worry about the channel. It's going nowhere. I love you guys. I love the community. I even love Muddy H2O. But it is you know, it's getting to a place where we need to look at some things. That's all it is. Just maybe make some changes. So look out for a video tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about it, and let me know your thoughts, because your input is important to me. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for now. Thanks to Mr. Beast for the super chat, and thanks to you for joining me. I'll see you again next week. Have a good one. Take care and be well.